Hey guys, welcome to another educational guide. Today we're going to be covering one of my favorite champions to play right now, which is Aurora. I love control mages, but there's also nothing I love more than infinite agency and the ability to solo kill anyone as early as level 1. That's where the bunny with a shotgun combo comes into play. We're going to start off with rune pages. The one that synergizes the most of her playstyle is Electrocute because of her 3-hit passive. They're both procced by single QE combo, which is pretty insanely flexible. It offers the most damage, which makes it easier to snowball trades and create kill windows, which is exactly the point of a Burst Mage Assassin. Now, the most common rune that we're going to see in the second row here is Sudden Impact. Damaging basic attacks and abilities deal bonus true damage based on leveled enemy champions after using a dash, leap, blink, teleport, or leaving stealth. Aurora has 3 different activators for Sudden Impact. We have W, we have E, and we have our ultimate. Now, oddly enough, even though our E is technically a dash back, it won't apply Sudden Impact by itself. But a Scorch proc will, and a follow-up Q will. So, we will get it no matter what, just because we have so many activators. But it makes it a little bit flexible, not being forced to use W or being forced to use ult to get Sudden Impact value. And since our basic trading combo is going to be QE, we're pretty much getting 100% uptime on this. Another option would be Taste of Blood, which would heal you back for doing damage, but we're kind of at an interesting field where Aurora can bypass a lot of her bad matchups by forcing engages off of her W or her ultimate. So if you're going to take Taste of Blood, it has to be in a situation where you have absolutely no gameplay tools and you need the extra sustain. Otherwise, you lose a lot of potential from Sudden Impact being taken away. So you'll see a little bit more of why that's a thing when we talk about Comet later in the video. But that's why I wouldn't necessarily recommend it unless it's kind of a requirement to survive the lane phase. Third row is between Sixth Sense and Grizzly Mementos. Sixth Sense is interesting because it'll automatically sense wards as you're going for roams. But the downside of this is that it has an insanely long cooldown, which nobody really wants to play around, which is why I like Grizzly Mementos as the major option. This gives us stacks, and for each one that we have, we get 6 Trinket Haste, which means we can place more wards, use more sweepers, and that's just the kind of flexibility that I enjoy in my champion. For the third row, we have Ultimate Hunter, which is the bread and butter, 99.5% pick rate. Ultimate Hunter gives us ability haste specifically on our ult, and additional haste for every single stack that we have from killing unique champions. The entire point of Aurora is that your ultimate can be used to force engages from any position, or using it as a follow-up to your basic combo to finish people off. So the more uptime you have on it, the more presence, the more ability to create plays, to create opportunities, and that's why we take Ultimate Hunter. Some people do take Treasure Hunter, but with a 1% pick rate and very conditional use case, I wouldn't recommend taking it, just because we're going for the most consistent bang for your buck that we can get. In terms of secondary runes, we have pretty much the main option, which is going to be Mana Flow Band and Scorch. Mana Flow Band is insane for resources because it gives us infinite mana. Scorch gives us infinite trading in terms of resources. So combined, this kind of facilitates our desire to create solo kill opportunities. You can technically drop Scorch for a Transcendence for additional ability haste and champion takedown resets, or 20% of your basic ability cooldowns. But I think if you're playing the game to win in the most optimal way, Scorch is just going to be significantly more consistent because it allows you to have the most agency possible. Some people do take Absolute Focus, but again, it's not really a super common choice, so I wouldn't recommend it. In terms of runes, you're going to be picking between Adaptive Force and Attack Speed. If you're playing against melees, Attack Speed will make it easier to trade autos in action. It also makes it a little bit easier to last hit. Otherwise, against mid to long range, you're going to take double adaptive, and you take either flat HP against major damage sources. If you're not playing against something that will be doing damage back to you, feel free to take Scaling Health. Other secondary pages include Bone Plating and Overgrowth if you're going to be trading against very volatile laning matchups. This would be something like a Zed or a Fizz where you just want to go blow for blow and you don't want to play Afraid. Another option here would be Legend Haste and Cutdown. This is kind of to optimize for anti-bruisers. I really have never played this before. I'm seeing it picked a little bit in statistics. But this would have to be something like a bruiser build with Leandries or Bloodletters. but then you lose access to mana flow ban, so it just seems clunky and not something that I would play around. But I could definitely see it just because it gives you so much free haste on your basic combo. For secondary room page options, there's two ones that we technically have to talk about. In patch 14.23, Aurora was changed and they gave her a lot more range on her Q, because in the past you'll remember that we used to play Emax Comet versus mid to long range matchups. That's dead. I haven't really seen anybody go Comet in a long ass time, just because Electrocute is really easy to activate on Aurora. And even if you're in a bad matchup, you can always engage with Ultimate and then guarantee the Electrocute proc anyways. So if you're going to gut your laning to take Comet, just know that it's because you're playing around getting absolutely railed in lane. So if you want the trading tool, you can go Comet, go Manifold Band, Transcendence, or Absolute Focus with Scorch or Gathering Storm. And then your secondary page again is just going to be that Sudden Impact and Ultimate Hunter with Adaptive, and Flat or Scaling Help. But again, you just got to remember, if you're going to take Comet into a mid to long range matchup, you're not going to have that much laning agency anyways. So if you're not really going to be fighting that much, Comet is technically a dead rune, so Electrocute would still technically have more value if you're going into the mid game and then you're just initiating in team fights. Because it is a major tool for damage. It gives you a lot more kill potential on the squishies that you maybe want to eliminate instantly in a fight. Another option is First Strike. First Strike again is just for if you have absolutely no kill pressure in lane, you'll take this and you'll get free gold, which will allow you to hit your gold spikes a little bit faster for items. Now, again, a little bit counter synergy to our identity as a champion. Aurora wants to snowball, Aurora wants to skirmish, she wants to fight as often as possible. If we go First Strike, it's pretty much because we picked Aurora early in draft and then we got bricked up against something like a Galio, where we just can't really kill him. But the odd thing is, you can still kill a Galio if you're playing Electrocute. It's not like the Syndra matchup. So this would have to be against something where you truly, honest to God, know for a fact that you can't kill it. And the crazy thing of Aurora is that you can probably kill it, because she has max percentage damage in her passive. She has so much damage that she could stat check you if you're not careful. So I think that's why Electrocute is just 97% pick rate for fucking 50 days in a row. It's just, she's OP. There's nothing you can do. Nothing stopping you from going First Strike. Just know that if you're going to play something counterintuitive to your win con and your champion identity, you better have a good reason to do it. In terms of itemization, we have three very fun builds for Aurora. Build 1 is the very standard Ludens and Shadowflame, which gives us consistency on trading from the mana and passive that we get from Ludens, while building into Penetration 2nd for one-shot potential. Aurora's an interesting champion because she does percentage health on her passive, which triggers off of every single 3-hit that we do. And then we also do bonus damage based on missing health when we reactivate our Q. So we'll typically always be able to get value out of Shadowflame, which is a conditional passive. You could substitute Shadowflame for Storm Surge if you really want the move speed, or if you want the non-conditional passive from Storm Surge, which you'll proc off of any QE combo that you cast. It's just personal preference. I think Shadowflame is a little bit better on Aurora just because of all these synergistic effects, and I'm a big advocate for it. Next would be Rabadons for more raw AP to increase our combo damage and get that percentage health up, and then Void Staff for penetration against bruiser compositions that are itemizing magic resist, or Zianni's for survivability. Now, these three back end of the items can be interchanged at any time, so if you go Shadowflame and then you see that they have 9 MR items, you can just pivot the Void Staff third. If they have absolutely no magic resist, again, Rabadons has such insane gold efficiency because we're getting raw AP for free, especially with that passive effect. So I'm always going to gun for the Rabadons third, but you could build Zianni's if you need the survivability so that you feel comfortable engaging, even build Banshees. But there's not really that much else that you would build on Aurora specifically, just because she has such a good use case for these items when you're playing this specific build. You'll see that right below this we have an entirely different build, but you can't really drop and plug them into each other just because of the way that these synergistic effects work. So build 2, you'll see here is marked Anti-Bruiser and Bruiser Aurora. The interesting thing with this build is you are effectively getting 1,000 bonus health from these items, which makes you incredibly hard to kill, while still getting pretty good damage against enemies. Because the longer you're in combat, the more stacking effects you're getting from Liandry's percentage damage, from Riftmaker percentage damage, and from the stacking magic penetration from Bloodletters. So all these things combined, you still have the potential to kill people. It just won't be as fluid as Shadowflame and Luden's. It'll just take a little bit longer because of these stacking effects. Now, the build is interesting because you can build it when your team has either a lot of magic damage dealers where you need access to Bloodletters. We can build it when the enemy team's on the tankier side so that we get the percentage damage value. Or we can even build it when the enemy team has so much damage that we're worried about dying, then that 1k HP comes in play. So this build is consistent. It just doesn't snowball as much as you could. So if your goal is to have the most agency possible, I would recommend build 1 when available versus squishies. But you could technically get away with this against everybody if you just wanted to play Bruiser Aurora because you find it fun. Now, option 3 is the build that I like going the most in solo queue as of recent. It is highly snowball-oriented, but super high risk. You build Storm Surge first, Sork Shoes second, Shadowflame third, and you are stacking Magic Pin into Magic Pin into Magic Pin, which means that when you initially trigger that max percentage HP, and then you immediately follow it up with the execution damage from Shadowflame and your Q reactivate, you are obliterating targets. Now, the fall off of this build is that if you play against a Bruiser or anything that builds magic resist, you fall off a cliff. So you can only build this when you are solo or 2 AP and against a bunch of champions that are not optimized for survivability whatsoever. Now, there's no consistency in this build because if you are relying on Mana Flow Band, you have to make sure that you are not wasting mana to clear waves or you're missing abilities in lane. Now, the fun part about this is you can initiate a one-shot from pretty much any position once you've finished Storm Surge. So even once you get the Hex Tech, you could basically just pull the trigger and you would have the damage. Because when you skip the 600 mana, your build is all Amp Tomes, you have 100 AP at 6 minutes of the game, and if you land a single QE Electrocute in lane at level 4 or 5, you're doing effectively 40% of their health, and then you just have to pull the trigger with Ignite after that. So this build is incredibly easy for stat checking, and I think it's worth a shot if you like Aurora because it's just fun. It really is just truly a fun build. As for abilities, the first section is going to cover the basics. If you're already familiar with Aurora, you can jump to the second half for combos and advanced techniques. But without further ado, Aurora's passive is a 3-hit system that stacks up from auto attacks or abilities. The third stack against a target will consume them, dealing a percentage of max health damage to the enemy, and exercising a spirit that will heal you for 4 seconds if the target is a champion. So this target dummy, every time I attack, will apply stack, and then it'll trigger. If I use my Q, the initial burst will apply 1 stack, and if I pull it back, it'll apply 2. So the most common combo that you're going to see on Aurora is the QEQ, which will proc passive all by itself, and it'll also proc electrocute at the same time. So the cool thing that a lot of people don't know about her passive is that every time you exercise a new spirit, it'll refresh all active spirits. So we're going to go ahead and activate our first ghost, and then once we proc it again, we'll have 2, which will refresh the first one, and now we have 3, now we have 4. And 4 is the maximum, but every single time I proc it from this point onwards, I would be refreshing all 4, which would give me permanent uptime. Now, the cool thing is that the healing on these is based on your level, but also scales based on your AP percentage. So, I'm effectively healing 34 every single health with a full build Aurora, which means I'm healing effectively 136 HP every single second, if I were to keep this up 100% of the fight. Now, the next ability we're going to be introducing is the 2 full tags, which is her Q. You will fire a bolt of energy in the target direction, dealing damage and marking them with a curse for 3.5 seconds. It's going to target and hit everything that it flies through, and then once I reactivate it or it runs out of time, it'll reactivate by itself. The pullback does bonus damage based on missing health, so the more damage you do to the target, the more damage that you get from the pullback. The ability does reduce damage to minions by 40%, so it is a little bit unconventional as a wave clear tool, but in combination with the weirding, it's going to be very easy for you to one-shot waves, provided that once you get to the AP threshold, you start QQing and then Eing, so that way you don't accidentally kill the back wave with just Q by itself. The multiple bolts do 20% damage beyond the first hit, so if I were to use my Q on this individual dummy, it's going to do 1328. But if I were to cast Q on this with two targets behind it, it's going to do 1786. Now, this is partially because I'm doing more projectiles, but it also applies multiple instances of Spirit Abjuration. So imagine that you're laning against a melee champion level 1, and you guys fight, and he Silas chains into you, and you Q him, and the 6 minions behind him, and you pull it back. You are absolutely obliterating that dude off of a level 1 combo. So, very cool mechanic, and you'll oftentimes see that Aurora players will kind of just wait until people walk in front of a queue. So hypothetically, if I were to queue the back wave and I miss the enemy champion, I'll try to run behind the enemy champion so that I can pull through them for that bonus damage. Because although it is 20% damage, that first hit will still do the full damage, even if it doesn't necessarily tag them. Across the Veil is our W, which is a targeted dash. Once you've completed the dash, you'll become invisible, scaling based on how many skill points you have in the ability. So when I click W, I'll fly in the air, going through a portal, and then once I land, I'll enter stealth. So the important thing here to know is that that portal is visible if you are not in Fog of War. So if I were to W over a wall, they would see me as I'm landing, and then it would give away my position. But if I were to use it from inside the bush and then leave the bush, they would not see me because I'd be stealthed. So pretty important mechanic that you need to understand. Whenever you cast W, you gain Realm Hopper, which is a bonus move speed effect that starts at 20%. Every skill point that we put in gives us cooldown, duration, and increased move speed. And the other cool thing here is that you will be ghosted, which means that you can walk through minions without being minion blocked. So if you're trying to run through something and you're getting collisioned, your W would prevent that from happening entirely. Once you get a kill, it'll reset, provided that you've done damage to them in the last 3 seconds. So you could technically WW just like that in the middle of a fight, which makes it very easy to gap close or create distance, provided that you're actually getting, assist credit. Now, having bonus move speed for 4 seconds means that you can basically wait until somebody commits a very important spell like Syndra QE, and then the moment you see that go on cooldown, you just W directly at them, and then having 20% move speed for 4 seconds means that you can get in range to cast QE, and there's no way for them to dodge it. Because in a standard mid to long range matchup, you're basically playing around your Q and E range. So if I try to run at somebody and they're constantly moving away, my projectile speed won't be able to catch up in time just because it's slow. But if I W towards them and I run as close as I can so that way they're standing well within my range, my combo is no longer avoidable. So that's how W would be used, provided that you're playing around very important skills like Fizzy, Syndra QE, or Xerath E, Xerath W, things that you just need to wait to be used on you offensively to give you that chance to pull the trigger. RE is called the Weirding, which is just straight up a blast of energy in a targeted direction, which recoils us 250 units in the opposite direction. It deals damage, and it applies a decaying slow that starts at 80%. Now, the sad thing is it is only for 1 second, so oftentimes in game I'll use my E to slow them, and I won't be able to catch back up to them, and you kind of just have to rely on your teammates using that slow to create a play. The cool thing about the dash is that it is actually affected by your move speed, so alright, so let's give you guys an example of how the E speed is based on move speed. So right now if I cast it normally, a little bit of a delay. Now if I use my W for the bonus move speed, significantly faster on the jump back so that I regain ability to move. Because I'm not able to cast during that lockout, so I need to get through that animation as fast as possible so that I can regain my ability to actually move. So now we're gonna buy boots. This time we gotta wait for the home guards to run out, and then we'll try it with E by itself, and then with the bonus move speed from W. So a little bit faster, and even faster when you put them side by side like that. This ability does have a lot of cool interactions that we will discuss in the combo portion of this guide. So if you want to see some other cool interactions with it, I'd go to the tips and tricks section. Alright, so Between Worlds is our ultimate ability and the coolest part of this champion. You leap forward in a target direction with displacement immunity for 0.4 seconds. This means that if you get hit by Vi ult during the actual startup animation, you can completely nullify it, which is absolutely insane. Now, the other cool thing is that when you cast your ultimate, you gain Realm Hopper for 3.5 seconds. So if I'm trying to run somebody down and I cast my ultimate, I get the hasted move speed, and then I can also W forward for even more hasted move speed after that initial W speed runs off. So if I were chasing after somebody, I would basically just ult forward, jump back, and then I can run after them. Once it runs out, I W again, and I can close a significant amount of distance in a very short amount of time. The other cool thing is once the ultimate expands out, that actual expansion sends out a wave of energy that when it hits somebody, it does a significant amount of damage, but also slows them by 30% for 2 seconds. So if you're engaging on somebody, you can straight up just ult and then run forward using that bonus move speed to land your QE, or alternatively, you can ult, go behind them, QE, and then reset back to original position using your bounce recoil. So a lot of cool things that can be done. And that all stems from the fact that when you use your ultimate, you are creating a rift around the location that you summon. So if you walk into the border, you will be able to blink as many times as the duration of the ultimate allows for. If an enemy moves through that, they will actually get slowed by 50% based on the rank of your ultimate, which is pretty insane. So at max rank, they're slowed by 50% for 2 seconds, which means that if you straight up engage with ultimate and you wait for them to walk through the circle and then cast your QE, it's almost impossible to miss. So sometimes you just got to be patient and force them to walk through it, or understand that you have so much gap closing potential that you don't need to cast it at max range and you can just run them down using the Realm Hopper move speed. Now, you can reactivate your ultimate to instantly drop the walls, which is really good if you were to, say, tower dive somebody using the actual ultimate. Because if I were to cast ult here and then try to leave tower range, I might accidentally blink back in. So I'd have to reactivate my ult to teleport out. Now, unfortunately, you're not able to instantly reactivate your ultimate. There is a 1-second lockout before you can reactivate it, which is where that kind of danger comes from. Now, the rift will close instantly if you die or leave the area. So if I were to ult here and then flash out, it would instantly disappear, and the enemies would be able to chase you down. In terms of cool tips and tricks, you can use Q instantly during the travel time to automatically pull the Q back as soon as the Q reaches maximum wave. So I'm going to insta-tap my Q twice here, and the moment it reaches apex, it will fly back instantly. So you don't have to worry about reactivating at the right time, or you're afraid of getting CC'd and not being able to reactivate. Another cool interaction is that when targets go untargetable during the reactivation sequence, like Vladimir W, the mark will time out and then reactivate, so you can still hit them even if you reactivate while they're in pool. It'll just sequence to where when they come out of it, it'll trigger. And it's a very annoying interaction for Vladimir players to play against. Another cool thing is you can use Q Flash to cast people off guard. So if you trade aggressively in lane and then you start your Q animation over here, then Flash, you can catch them off guard because you're casting presumably on the minion wave, because you're out of range, and then suddenly, boom, you proc electrocute and they're dead. Next up for cool tips and tricks is that your W can be used to go over pretty thick walls. I can go over, depending on where I'm standing. So when you're chasing people down and you're hopping over a wall, you can kind of fuck them up. Another cool wall that you can do this with is, this one clearly should not be able to go for this wall. You take a look at that, and it's not even all the way through, but I can cast W through it. And this is one of the biggest pieces of terrain that you can abuse this on, because you will catch people off guard over and over on this specific area. Especially if you have vision of the jungle doing red buff and then you hit him with the QE and then just disengage out after you get that kill. You can also W over this wall. This is actually one of my favorite jumps in game. Jumping over this wall and then instantly QEing somebody is just nightmare fuel to play against, that's for sure. Because if you get that initial QE off and kill him, you can just hop right back over the wall. You're gone. Another cool thing is that the portal will be invisible in Fog of War, so something that I like to do in lane is I will cast a W from here, and then that way I can run in as close as possible and then hit them with a QE without them even realizing that I'm close to them. Because the biggest goal that you have is getting close enough to where they can't outrun your twofold hex. So by using that invisibility to gap close, they no longer have a way to react to this in time, since you're just casting out of range, or sorry, out of stealth. Another cool interaction is if you just use it in a bush and then wait for the stealth to activate, then you can just run directly at them without having to worry about casting your W correctly behind the wall. Another cool interaction of this is you only get the stealth when you land on the actual ground, but if I were to ultimate and then W into the wall, I'll instantly get the stealth while I'm traveling, and they won't be able to see me once I go through the portal. So this will give you a little bit of an easier time of basically catching them off guard, provided that you're doing this. So a cool interaction would be just ulting forward, reverse Q, W back, and then you can reposition, and then E bounce again. At rank 13. Now, you wouldn't be able to do this at rank 1 ultimate just because it doesn't last long enough, but you can see how this would be infuriating to play against. E has some pretty cool use cases. A cool one is you can actually E through walls, provided that you're on the right spot. Jump in, QE out. And then there's no way for them to do it. Another cool wall that you can do this through would be your dragon wall. I'm not perfect at this one, as you can see, but it is doable. You can do it over this wall. You can do it over this wall. If you E-flash, it'll also cast from the new location, so you can use it to catch people off guard. Another cool one for your ultimate is that it will actually show you a portal for your destination. So when I'm standing next to a wall, you'll see this little circular outline that'll show you exactly where you'll bounce to. Now, unfortunately, it takes a little bit of time to spawn, but you can use that to kind of influence where you're going to be jumping with your ultimate if you're not used to diametric opposites. So, in terms of combos, we got some pretty standard ones. Our bread and butter is pretty much always going to be casting QE to reactivate Electrocute. If you're in the middle of lane, you can cast Q on the back of wave and then pull them through the target dummy. Alternatively, if you miss the enemy champion, you can pull through and it'll stack passive and do full damage. Next basic combo, W forward, using the move speed to create a QE opportunity. Alternatively, you can use the E for the slow and then W forward and then QQ afterwards. This would be your most basic, is you W forward, find the QE, and then you would ult forward, and then you would auto attack them until your Q comes back up, and then you would cast again. He came back with half HP. I missed every last hit.
Weaknesses can also be strengths.
Sit down! I am the king! This guy has 2 CS at 3 minutes.
Held together by sinew and muscle.
I am him.
At least I'll be a spirit in my next life.
Hey, you should probably try the last hit, huh?
I should write home, so my family knows I'm still alive.
I am him. Who are you? Astro, naughty boy.
You're in my personal space. So strange, yet so cute.
Oh, King of Kings. What up, Maxwell?
Coffee would like it here. She loves drama.
Uh-oh. I lost both.
How can anyone be afraid of ghosts? They're adorable. Spirits are so lucky they're not people.
Uh-oh.
I go where my research takes me. Leave me alone.
I W to get there faster.
The spirits here are different from
I am him.
I'd enjoy my own company.
Oh, I missed. It's a hard jump. It's you can do it though.
Early for this?
It is jumpable. So it kind of depends on the pickle.
Mister, my friend. I'll do all I can to help you.
Always, dear boy.
The spiritual balance here is
Did full vision of him walking over? I believe.
Would anyone notice if I just left?
I'm sorry.
Wrecked. Erectus.
The sounds, the smells. I hate it. I've read about this. Stay back.
Ally has been slain.
I should have kept playing for a minute. If I had ults, I would have fought it, but
Weaknesses
no can do.
strengths.
it's a triple, baby! Nobody beats me 14 times in a row!
Roll as I do.
5 gold. Swing! Guys, I could have bought a Mage, but I had to cool my jets.
Here. He loves drama.
Does Cosmic Sight still exist? Yes, Cosmic Drive is still really good. On Aurora, I don't build it. That would be a top lane bruiser build.
Plating will fall soon.
3 plates. Honestly, fuck, we're buying Meges. Dominating! I guess we'll check and then lose all my stacks.
Spirits are so lucky they're not people.
Phase Rush. Three petals?
Deep breaths. You'll enjoy being
Godlike! Legendary! Godlike! Last ticket of Ignite. How much damage do I have? 1200 from Electrocute, 400 from Scorch, 700 from Sudden Impact. Missing a cannon minion. Classic.
Spirits here are different from the ones in the film.
Yeah, we're pretty close to Shadow Flame. Why is he walking like that? Who's here? I have red buff. Legendary.
Enough of that, thank you.
Alas.
My god, he's a simp.
It's online, guys. We've completed the item. The fucking Merc Tread, Merc Tread, Merc Tread. LMAO. The blue buff has despawned. Let's go kill Aatrox top real quick. What song is this? Type exclamation point song, and I'll tell you exactly what song it is.
Woke up early for that. Fascinating. I'll review this later.
I mean, how many people can we truly kill in a 19-minute game? They currently have 1 kill per minute.
I see. Very interesting.
An enemy has been slain.
I mean,
My god, he's a simp.
okay, whoops. My stacks.
I should write home. So my friend knows I'm still alive. I like when it's quiet. I can hear myself.
See if I can assassinate somebody from here. Oh. I currently do like 1.4k damage.
So few see the world as I do. Auntie Habe would like it here.
Yoink.
Love drama.
Imagine the aura if I randomly guessed that.
How can anyone be afraid of ghosts? They're adorable.
I'm just gonna wait here till I get the chant, bro.
Thanks.
Imagine I have Rabadons there. That is 30 kills in 28 minutes. GG, well played. No re. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another educational video. Today we are playing Aurora versus Silas. I actually really like this matchup because the way that Q works is if I send the projectile for the entire wave and then he engages on me, he gets tagged by 6 different versions of Q. Now, it does do reduced damage for each projectile after the first, but it does usually catch them off guard and then you just stat check, so I'm a big fan typically. I'm shocked he's not playing for an E1 combo, because if we trade level 1, I'm pretty sure we just automatically win. So we'll just keep looking for some really random auto attacks until he gets desperate and decides to all in me. Oh, it's because he's Q-start. Because he knows he loses. Got it.
Teach me something new.
We're going to try to defend every minion that we can here. I don't think Urgot has really great gank potential early, so... And he's basically dead on the next one. How crazy that Aurora can just stack her passive like this, and then Orianna loses her wind-up. They should just make Orianna wind-up permanent. And not swap off when you change targets. It'd actually make her so much more fun. I didn't get my third auto off, otherwise he's dead. He lives with 42. And he was 2-hit passive. Guess I could have flashed for it. Does he lose cannon? He doesn't. Unlucky. He has no potions, so I'm gonna allow him to trade on me here. Excuse me? My Q didn't connect. Why is my Viego standing directly next to me on a guy who's slow pushing into my tower and then walking away? Does anybody know why junglers will consciously make these insanely bad decisions over and over? Like, the guy has no flash, forced into my tower.
Don't touch me.
I'm not pinging that there's any vision. I guess I should just spam ping and ask for and beg for the gank. Bad. Dude, I actually can't buffer his E. That's crazy. We end up winning the trade anyways, but... I keep giving him the chain thinking I can interrupt it with E, but I cannot.
An ally has been slain. An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain.
Uh-oh. How unlucky. Guy's been forced out of lane twice and still has more XP than me.
Thanks. I hate it.
Not the cannon! No!
Deep breaths.
I mean, we just die for this every single time. Urgot, ultimate at max range, please. Wait, the plate.
An ally has been slain.
Ryan, why did we buff the Silas champion? I don't know why they always want Silas to be pick ban. There's no way. See if he takes my entire wave while he's at it. He almost did it. It took half. He should have taken enemy raptors.
They're adorable.
Okay, well, I mean,
I'll review this later.
yeah. Sure hope I get pinged for that one. could also just run straight bottom and get a kill. I fucking hate not having boots, dude.
I should write home. So
I gotta
much
go tier 2
family
boots
is still
as soon as possible here. Give me the 3-hit.
Auntie Hoppe would like to hear. She loves
An
them.
enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain.
We're a wave clear. Loki sucks. You one-shot the wave.
An enemy has been slain.
What are you talking about?
You're in my personal space.
It's just inconsistent because you can't one-shot it with just one spell.
You'll be safe with me.
I didn't proc electrocute. This guy's playing so boring, dude. It's actually nuts. Uh-oh.
Weaknesses can also be strengths.
Flip.
Stay back.
Boom!
I'll review this later. Leave me alone. One round to another.
Merc treads.
An enemy has been slain.
Hope he stays. If that Storm Surge, he would have died there.
Double kill. You are dominating.
LOL. You know, I really actually like Relentless Hunter on Aurora. Makes it so easy to one-bang people. But you lose ult CD, so nobody will ever do it.
I like when it's quiet. I can hear myself think.
An enemy has been slain.
Oh, I missed.
Left.
the casual auto attack.
An enemy has been slain. Legendary.
We get first blood tower too. Can you imagine how much gold I'd be resetting with? Damn. Damn. Holy fuck. I've lost 300 gold worth of cannons this game.
Has destroyed a turret. Your team has destroyed a turret. An enemy has been slain.
That's why I always use this spell to kill cannons on Aurora. I can never trust re-hit passive. Versus better players, would you run TP or you're confident in the matchup, you always go Ignite? I always go Ignite. If you're in a matchup where you have no kill pressure, you can take TP. But I only pick Aurora when I'm in a matchup where I can win, so that's probably why I never run TP. It's because I'm always picking Aurora as a counter to a composition. But like, you can kill tanks for sure. I mean, I could have one-shot him right there. This is missed on a stationary target. That's how you know I'm gaming.
That was easy. Who constructed this?
Unstoppable.
Bada bing, bada boom.
I quite enjoy my own company.
Not being able to just A-click and hit flowers pisses me off, but I know why they do it. I'll accidentally hit a flower while trying to kill somebody.
Bones held together by
Do you guys know you can actually wall hop that? I just suck. Do I go for it? Yeah. Okay.
How can anyone be afraid of ghosts? I wouldn't like it here. She loves
Hmm.
respect my boundaries.
Your team has destroyed a turret. Legendary.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be playing Aurora. And this champ is super fun. Because you can pretty much kill anybody at level 1 to level 2 off of stat checking. Which is the complete opposite of a control mage. So, if you're a big control mage lover and you're looking to add something new into your kit, now's the time. So you basically just trade as many autos as you want. As long as you're proccing your passive, you'll pretty much win out. I'm gonna bait her into eating here at max range. YouTube voice. Yeah. Looking for an EQ, probably. I've missed too many spells for it to be a YouTube video, tragically. That's how I'm trying to be with you. Look at that, half her HP off a single combo.
Spirits are so lucky they're not people.
Oops.
I like when it's quiet. I can hear myself.
My god, he's a simp.
Oh, no.
An enemy has been slain.
Wow! How is this legal? It's not.
Would anyone notice if I just left?
An enemy has been slain.
Where's she at?
Don't touch me. Bring it down a notch. Where do you
An enemy has been slain.
You'll enjoy being a spirit. It's nice.
Yeah, Lee Sin's a bit of a gamer.
An enemy
Oh, she recalled.
How can anyone be afraid of ghosts?
And I'll wait 6 seconds.
I should write home, so my family knows I'm still
Better
alive.
yet, we'll just kill her off Fog of War.
Fascinating. I'll review this later.
I missed.
Wouldn't do that. Quite enjoy my own company.
Oh. Throw cannon. He just can't land a Q. I wonder if he's autofilled.
Weakness
Cannon Wave? Nope. I'm gonna recall anyways.
You know, technically, we're never more than 5 steps from a spirit.
Look at that. I've got time.
I hate it.
And we lose 1 minion because it's Cannon Wave? Wow. Cannon really is the best timer, man. Fog of War. Vex's bottom for sure.
See the world as I do.
An enemy has been slain.
We could probably brute force a plate. No! Why do you think Aurora has such a low win rate in stat sites? You have to play aggressively on Aurora to win, which means that if you're not playing confidently, there's no point in playing the champion. So, like, if you're the kind of player that's average and you don't take every trading window that you can, you're not going to get the full value out of Aurora.
Unfavorable results.
So, if you're Masters Plus, you're probably capable of abusing trade windows. If you're below that, you're probably not familiar and or you're just not great fundamentally. So she's not a control mage. She's not faithful to the fundamentals in the same way. She's faithful in the way that you just want to brute force as many plays as you can on the right timers. Because she's a stat checker. My Magi's.
I'll do all I can to help you.
He has destroyed a turret.
Like, always fight, always be roaming, always be doing something. Miss your W over walls, that would have gotten you a kill otherwise.
Turret plating will fall soon.
Spirits are so lucky they're not people.
I'll steal the red buff, fuck it, why not?
Has been slain. Your team has destroyed a turret. Shut down.
Uh-oh. Lee Sin's reset his gold, guys.
Conducive to my work.
Things are not looking good for us.
I like when it's quiet. I can hear myself think. Clear mind.
Killing spree.
Hmm.
My god, he's a simp.
Killing spree.
GG.
Fascinating. I'll review this later.
What's up, Wunan? How are you doing? The way she plays is so insufferable, bro. She won't let me kill her. Like, come on.
Teach me something new.
There's no way she walks in front of the minions and takes a bunch of Q damage. She did.
So strange, yet so cute.
I'll take minion. Yeah. Fuck it. No way! A shout out for Wunan if I have any mods in chat. You getting YouTube footage the other day or what? Oh well.
First blood.
I should write home, so my family knows I'm still alive.
My god, he's a simp.
I'm not gonna lie, the way this Ari play makes me so fucking mad.
The sounds, the smells. I hate it. You'll be safe.
No!
Busy. Bye, little friend. I see. Very interesting.
Oh my god, mid lane's so easy, bro.
Stay back.
She gets 2 ganks, I get a gank. My jungler gets invaded while I clear my wave.
The spiritual balance here is off. My work will help others understand what they can't see. Eyes unclouded.
Nice Q, idiot. LOL. LOL? Get destroyed? You're not on the same level as me? Yeah, that's what I thought. Smiley face. She's getting domed so hard right now. It's like me with Wunan at night.
Weaknesses can also be strengths.
Now we just hardcore hit the wave so that we can hit level 6 and alter. Too bad she hit level 6 and gained 100 HP from passive at the same time, forcing me to use my ignite. Tragedy. I lost a minion. So Trundle's bottom right now. Ooh! Let's say that Condemn seemed cool up until it wasn't.
Enemy rampage.
Spirits here are different from the ones in the Freljord.
There's no way I make it in time. I lost 2 minions for that. Oh. Jinx has 4 kills, how? Aurora has 4 kills. How? Got him. My phone just fell off my leg and hit the floor with a very loud thunk. It makes me feel uncomfortable. It is the after hours Spirit Blossom skin, yes. Oh yeah.
How can anyone be afraid?
I will not be helping you to do your jungle camps. You fucking stupid. She's gonna ult forward to try and hit me, so I'm gonna go ahead and just set up my combo. I missed. Otherwise she dies. LOL. Everybody say LOL on Twitch chat. Wait. Thanks, guys. I'm eating pizza and making video? That's hot. You see my pinned message in chat, Unan? That's called a CTA, a call to action. I'm forcing my viewers to interact with my YouTube content so that I get more watch time to get recommended more often on the YouTube platform. I'm weaponizing them. Because if I don't, they're gonna be lazy. She went down, but she didn't ward. I'm behind. Oh my. Are you guys? We're doing pretty chill. Losing some plates here in the mid lane. Already interacted with it. Thank you, Silver.
Auntie Have would like it here.
Or if I can get an ace here. The ignite!
I like when it's quiet.
We have 3-hit passive gang, Gnar, Aurora, Vayne. Yeah. We sure do. Technically, Hecarim has a 3-hit Q passive. Aurora. Sorry, Gwen also has a 3-hit passive. In a way.
Should write home.
Oh shit, I got hit. Oh shit, I got hit. Shit, I got hit. There better be a honey fruit in the river. Oh, Chris Cole. All shit, episode 3 hit, pretty much.
An ally has been slain.
Most of them.
Double kill.
Just
Dominating. Down.
things flash. Wait, Jinx just kept autoing me there? Or lost. Where did the other person die from? Thanks. I love Aurora based off how busted by design she is, but I like feel bad playing her because of that. Nah, you should enjoy this champ while it lasts, bro. They designed this shit for the real ones. Okay, fascinating. I missed. She gave me the chance to one-shot her and I missed.
An ally has been slain.
Weaknesses also have strengths.
I'll just take the fucking tower while I'm at it. Why not? Gwen was not immune. That's a funny one. Shit. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Oh my god, she fucking led with charm like an idiot. It's winnable. Oh man, I missed again. And we lose bot tower because of it. Also, my Karma had the W, but didn't move speed fast enough, so that's pretty... I hit the tower, 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 I hit the tower. He comes up for cannon, I do 80% of his HP, I miss. We let him clear the wave and then we run past the wave with W. There's nobody here. There is somebody here. We get literally everything. Goodbye. Welcome to the squad. Another 4 Mage ice stacks generated. Karma was laid on a shield, which got me glitter lanced. I see it. I ban if I want to play Aurora. Aurora struggles against really long-range champions or champs that are unkillable. So, there's a multitude of champions that would meet that classification. I've actually never lost the Vlad matchup in my life. Okay. And go for, fuck, we're actually fighting Otacon? Can I get a Penta here? It's so fucking insane I didn't get the Penta. He lived with like 1 HP. Can somebody clip that though? I mean, I'm fucking 16 and 3. Is this really like that hard? Fuck it, clip it anyways. Does she really not need a mana item?
Fragile bones
No.
held together by sinew and muscle. At least I'll be a spirit in my next life.
I've got Manifold Band, bro.
Spirits are so
I
lucky.
feel like Ari's gonna face check me here. I hate when people have bad movement. Can't read them. Almost got her. I fucking love Karma Shields, bro. Wait. Wait. Oh, wait. Because my champ's OP. GG. 23-7.